Great day to you in this wise. Want to say, be patient with those who reject you. Rejection of an idea or that which has been proposed. Be patient. There comes a time in each individual's life where he or she must display patience. It is said that when you have patience, it puts you at an advantage and you become more competent. Yes. In that understanding and the manner and the way in which things become more clearer to you in the evolutionary process, the evolving process unto becoming mature. If we start off from look at it from a biological perspective in the evolving of the sperm mixed with ovum and the evolving unto coming out of this mother's womb of darkness unto the light on this plane of existence, that takes patience. So therefore, what it displays to us is that patience is designed to nurture us. It cares for us because it has great concern for us when it comes to the evolving process unto maturity. It is says that anything that is hidden shall be revealed. It is known also too in this wise in being patient for those who reject you. There is physical rejection, and one is able to deal with the physical rejection, he or she becomes mentally dejected. Let's look at it in this way, how things will unfold and be revealed is that people who exceed beyond their limits will be exposed. There are limits in life, which means there are some disciplines, some guidelines, some rules, and some regulations under the law of this universe that we should not exceed. There's a saying too that which we call a higher power can use whom he or she, whomever he or she can use this to expose the doings and give warning to the trappings that may lie of his. In doing so, people look at an individual and come at this particular individual, but yet they may not like this individual, but this individual can be used to expose the coordinating activities of others, as well as the system in which they are under and being guided by. Their coordinating efforts and their action and their activities have been exposed. we look at a situation that makes no difference, any head or state, any political official, anybody who's considered to be in a position of power now. mm, You may not like that particular individual, but he or she can be used to expose the actions and the activity and the undermining behavior and thinking of others. Hmm? That's an awesome thing, man. So you have to be patient with those whom reject you. And you will see that they will taste that which is not so good when it comes to what they are consuming and it comes to their intake. And it becomes very bitter and very poisonous. Because what is this truth here now? What I'm getting to is that truth is the cause that impacts the results of one's reality. And then they will say, have we not done all that we can for the betterment of humanity? Oh, how hypocritical can you be? But that's the humanity that you want to give to someone else in an inhumane way when you deprive others at the expense at your humanity exceeds the limits by demeaning and devaluing and degrading the humanity of others. You have been exposed. How can you take that which is uh, needed amongst your family, amongst your community, amongst your nature? How can you take out your nation? How can you take that outside of yourself when that which is needed for inside, but yet you take it outside because circumstances makes us other than ourselves, and that's the beginning of deception when we reach outside of ourselves and all that we need is right inside of ourselves. Be patient with those who reject you, because they are going to come to you and needing your existence and your advice on what they should do and how they should go about doing. But be leery of them now, because they become the confidence trickster, which means they gain your confidence to trick you, and then their reputation precedes them, and you give them more credit than what they really deserve. But yet, there is a higher power that can use anything. He can point to the lowest situation by referencing the highest and exposing the underhanding and undermining activity of others who do things at the expense on contingent upon making their heaven on contingent upon someone else living in hell. The funds and the resources, the natural resources, all that we have in the abundance of this universe. And we must be good stewards of it for the betterment and the development of one's intellect, for the betterment of humanity. And when it is misused and when it is abused, you have exceeded your limitation. You have been exposed. So I say, and I must say, if we look at his estate, wherever they may be, it could be a father, it could be a mother, it could be a sister, it could be a brother, it could be an aunt. Those who leading the way must lead the way to benefit their family, their community, their nation. This universe is a learning environment. It's designed for us to benefit. It is this paradise here. You look at the beauty of the trees, you look at the colony of the ants, you look at the bee whose air condition is a beehive on this is at the right temperature. You look at the beaver in the dams. Don't say one thing and do another. That's called speaking with forked tongue. And the Native Americans know about that, because the biggest crime one can commit is fraud. Let me say this and be quite straightforward with you, and I very rarely use names, particular names in this wise. Living in a country that's about freedom, justice, and equality, Islamic influence. And people say that God can use, people call God because God is a thought that materializes from the mind, that can use whoever he pleases to use. And I'm not trying to be sexist by saying he. That doesn't make a difference to me. I'm talking about a higher power, under a system of government, of laws, rules, regulations. And you focus on one individual. But don't think that which we call God or higher power can't use that individual to expose the activity of others and the underhanding activity and undermining attitude of others and of the system itself. And then you want to crawl back into that attitude, into that thinking. How hypocritical of you. You can get angry at the president all day long. But yet God, that's what we call God a high power, is using this particular person. Just as well as he can use the ants to build a colony, he can use a bee to build beehives, he can use humans to build houses. So why can't that which we say has all power, encompassing power, that he can't use this particular individual to expose the coordinating activity, underhanding and undermining activity of others in the system itself? Oh, you hypocrites, bear witness to your behavior, for you yourself are tasting the fire yourself. You have to go beyond race, go beyond class, go beyond gender, go beyond religion, go beyond politics, go beyond economics, go beyond those things. Look beyond your own limited perception. Look beyond your own limited understanding when it comes to that which we call a higher power. Don't allow your thinking influenced by the think of that which people call Satan or Shaitan. Talking about outside influence, circumstances makes other now say. Talking about negative thinking, negativity. Because it says out of difficulty comes ease. When they talk about difficulty comes ease, it's not merely the results, but yet relief is within the difficulty, because provisions will be made. And provisions are continuing to be made. But yet he who have eyes, let him see. He who have ears, let him hear. Provisions are always being made. They are being made right now. Always providing. Always providing a way out. And I ain't talking about a way out from a lack of accountability. And that's when we get into the fall of humanity. There's a lack of accountability, moral culture decline, as if that which is being done is accepted as if it is the norm, and it is not the norm. The hell someone going to tell you that there is a new norm, make fair seem good? Who comes up with this thinking? And then you, who consider yourself to be so-called believers, you have been exposed because you have exceeded beyond your limits to even think like that. Before anything manifests itself, it must first have order. When there's order, there's duty, and when there's duty, there's responsibility. I created a caliph, and I'll create a good steward. Some say atom, Adam, and some call it atom, atom. Neutrons, electrons, and protons. We must not make a mockery of each other and make a mockery of time and make a mockery of existence, because our true purpose is to reach our full potential. And what is that potential? To move from sympathy to empathy. If not, then we become very apathetic. Who has time to argue over this divinity or if this is human and all? Who has time for all that? Intellectual prostitution, intellectual masturbation. Who satisfies your ego, your standard? So it is the ego system versus the ecosystem that is affecting and offsetting the ecology of the environment. Chica Diop said this: when you throw off the ecology of the environment, one's intellectual aptitude for learning becomes difficult. So your intellectual aptitude for learning has become difficulty, but yet out of that difficulty becomes ease, because there is relief within the difficulty. Adversity in that strength that we had. For yet, once again, that which we call God can use the smallest of things. Huh? Faith as a mustard seed to move mountains, that which you consider to be of importance. Huh? Of greater importance. Yes. Don't be fooled by your thinking of that which is influencing your thinking. What's on your heart? Has something got to your heart, contaminated your heart, corrupted your mind? That you can't think beyond your own perception, that you can't think beyond your reality. Stuck in the quagmire, stuck in the mud. VA transform by constantly renewing your mind. That which occupies the mind, conditions the mind, that's the nature of the mind. And Einstein never said it better. The same level of consciousness that created the problem won't solve the problem. So I say this: don't take the relative position. We must evolve into it, this state of peace. Huh? And in closing, rules of engagement. Number 7, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their reality. When you are mature and secure within yourself as it pertains to others' opinions and actions, You won't be the victim of needless suffering. Be patient with those who reject you. Redman Wally Kevin, teachers of teachers, preachers of preachers. When it comes to reverence from the womb, I always say give to the gift of social literacy. As I communicate, motto is to communicate with precision, a clearer image to the world through 5 channels: understanding, tolerance slash temperance slash temperament, which is the bridge that connects um, understanding, tolerance, temperance, confidence, and respect. And the mandate is to cultivate the potential of knowledge that is in us all. If you want to donate, the Cash App is CH Mission, CH Mission. Until next time, I want to say great day to you in the best of ways, and talk to you.